This has one number on it. Mine.
I was given to a man called Christos. He taught me how to steal, how to fight. They caught him, tortured him, killed him.
What was my name?
Your name was Pietri.
Ow! Jesus Christ. It was chemical poisoning. No flu at all.
I've copies with lawyers. I want Anya released.
I need to see you. I'm in trouble.
That's not me. That is not me!
And we see if he's got the Chinese character for a rabbit carved on his belly.
What are they what? Whack him?
We go now. We take him with us.
I want the manuscript, and you are going to take me to it.
Of course. That's why I'm here.
Do you have it?
What, no kiss first? So, you're getting tremors? Well, it could be psychosomatic, or the deals could be activating. Theraxin's an experimental drug. It's hard to gauge its efficacy.
Well, then why am I taking it?
Because there's every chance it's keeping you alive. You know, when Jessica handed them the manuscript, she didn't give them it all. She ripped out a few pages. She must have given them to someone.
Grant?
Now, Becky, if you can get me those pages, I can get them to someone who can help, someone who can expose them.
And how do you know she did that?
I keep telling you, I know people. That's why you need to stick with me.
What? Hang on.
I can always get you what you need.
Where's the rest? But that lasts me a day or two. Where's the rest?
Get me those pages. If you want to keep control of your fucking limbs.
Supplies. Have you seen Alice yet?
Yeah, she's over there with Grant. Acting as if nothing happened.
Is that the vaccine?
You really think this kills people?
What about Let's? Have you checked?
No. We're waiting for you.
Hey, fancy a chat later, Grant? There's something we need to talk about. Hey, how are you, Alice? Do you want to talk?
No, thank you, Becky. Do you?
Well, we're going to talk to him.
Right, you do it.
Why me?
Well, you're a bloke.
It's not Mr. Rabbit.
Shit.
The child, she killed Monroe. Yes. Why are we going to see him? I was going to warn him. I always liked him. Could I have some more water, please?
Where were you taking the vaccine? to a laboratory for testing.
And you do that? Yourself?
I am a scientist.
Or is it just to stop anyone seeing what's in it? We know about the GCHN1 protein. We know about Janus.
Then why are you talking to me?
Because we're curious to know which race it is you want to murder.
Is that what you think is going on?
Not be laughing. Laughing, is it?
Please.
What was it this time?
Please don't hurt me.
The white ones. The brown ones, not the Jews turned now then, is it?
We're not that.
Yeah? See this eye? The men pulled it out of my head with a fucking spoon! And they killed my dad! Why?
Wilson, this isn't
Who have you lost, eh? She's lost someone. Alice has lost her mum. Who have you fucking lost? I want to know why they're doing this!
Wilson? The name is Wilson? You must be Ian. And you're Becky.
How do you know that?
You're given a phone. Contains a tracking device. They know where you are. We always have. Oh my God. I've been abandoned.
Does she want the child?
I don't know. I don't think so. The people who employ her, I think it's caused trouble. I'm sorry I let them tell you.
Employ? The people who employ her? You mean the pimps who trafficked her? The filthy criminals who were bribing us and who you gave our money to when you wanted to fuck her? I can't even look at you. This, thing you have over these people, will it make us safe?
Yes, it makes us safe.
Because we want a child. It's your child, and it... Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
And he needs a home.
I think I found it. It's wired in the battery, so it transmits when the phone's off.
So Milner's with them?
No, hang on. I mean, are we sure? I mean, did she know?
Of course she knew.
Well, who gave her the phone?
Ian, she's tracking us. The only reason why they're not here is because they're waiting for the manuscript.
It doesn't make sense. She saved us, she got Grant off the hook. What's the point of setting it?
Have you felt any tingling yet? Tremors? I'd be grateful if you told me. I worked so hard on deals. What's your blood pressure?
I'm not after a fucking checkup. Why? Why'd you do this?
We weren't interested in what deals did to the subject. We just wanted to know if we could engineer a change that would be passed on. And we did. As an experiment. It was a success.
Success? Did you just... My father died of this?
I've done so many terrible things. But what we are doing is right.
Did you just say right?
Brown people, white people, Jews. I assume you're referring to Carvel's supposed paper on eugenics. But Carvel was misunderstood.
Yeah. Just like Hitler.
He wasn't talking about race, he was talking about survival. We've now passed 7 billion on this planet. When I was born, it was a little over 2. Food prices are rising, oil's ending. When our resources end in 20 years, given everything that we know of our species, do you really think we're going to just share?
So your answer to that is some kind of genocide?
No, it is not. It is not genocide. Our answer to this is Janus. Janus consists of a protein and an amino acid. Independently of each other, they're harmless. But when they're brought together in the subject, they act as a genetic trigger that prevents chromosomal division. The cell targeted can no longer replicate itself and is thereby rendered useless. The change is permanent and hereditary.
And which cells are targeted?
Those that control fertility, Becky. The purpose of Janus is to sterilize. The purpose of Janus is to sterilize the entire human race.
They've got Letts.
Yes. I believe Letts had the vaccine with him.
What?
No need for panic. Carville's work is almost in our hands. Let's not lose that by being rash. This civil servant of yours is much more worrying. You've handled him badly. He now has the capacity to expose us.
He's a fucking civil servant. I didn't expect him to take risks.
Perhaps you should end him.
He would have prepared for that.
End him.
Don't give me orders, do you understand? I am a minister and I don't take orders from you. I'll deal with him, you need to deal with this.
Deal with this? How?
By getting Letts back.
Back? Why on earth would we want him back?
Janus affects 90 to 95% of the population, leaving only 1 in 20 fertile. We predict the population will plateau at 500 million in just under 100 years. By then, normal breeding rates should resume, but on a planet that will feel empty.
You're fucking insane.
To do nothing is insane. You accuse us of being genocidal. Not acting is genocide. Where do you think your food comes from, Ian? 1/3 of the world's farmland is now useless due to soil degradation. Yet we keep producing more mouths to feed. And what's your answer to that? Energy-saving light bulbs?
But we're doing things, we're changing things.
You know the person who had the greatest positive impact on the environment of this planet? Genghis Khan, because he massacred 40 million people. There was no one to farm the land, forests grew back, carbon was dragged out of the atmosphere. And had this monster not existed, there'd be another billion of us today, jostling for space on this dying planet. Yet Janus massacres no one. It's without violence.
This is why he did this to me. This is why he killed my dad.
It is. And there are 1,000 other crimes on my conscience. But you know what I see, Wilson? A planet turned into a desert. 1,000 million souls starving, dying. And we can stop this with Janus.
Why are you telling us this? It's not just to save yourself. You could have said anything to save yourself.
What we have is an approximation. We're not Carville, we don't have his genius. We'll know within 3 months whether our version of Janus works. Then we're poised to repeat it across the globe, if it works. But there is one way of making sure. Get us the manuscript.
You're asking us to help you?
Not me, humanity. All over the world, people are helping, good people. If we had the manuscript...
Right, you need to stop talking.
Not to do this is to condemn billions to starvation and misery.
We need to find out if Milner's with them. If she's not, then we need to get that vaccine to her.
Why?
And ensure...
I mean, what he's saying, isn't that right?
Right. Sterilizing the human race.
1 in 20 will remain fertile.
You shut up!
We should at least think about it.
No, Wilson, we should not fucking think about it. We need to stop him now.
Because if they are right, and we stop them, then what does that make us?
Wilson, they killed your dad. They tortured you. That's who they are.
We need to go there. There's no cameras, but you will have to uncuff me.
Shut up. If you don't give the manuscript to me, I'll have no hesitation in shooting your ankles, shins, knees. I will make you talk, and if I have to do it in there, I will. Okay? What now?
We talk to the man.
Where?
The counter. Eggs, beans, chips, sausage, bacon, 2 toasts and a cup of tea. You? Twice.
You think this is funny?
They'll be after us. We need to eat. Keep up strength, rule number 1, you know that. Don't worry. I always come here, they know me. It's my local. Eat. I brought it for you, it's good. It's nice to talk to you in person. I've always wanted to. I'm a fan. I've read the manuscript, Jessica. I know what kind of man your father was. What about Christos? Did he love you? I think a child needs love. My name's Pietro.
This is disgusting. Only a dog would eat this shit. It's slop. And it's a fucking roadside cafe, by the way. This is no one's local. They don't know you here at all.
You're cranky. Do you get those dreams a lot, Jessica?
Finish. We are going.
I need to go toilet. I need to do the other one. There might be some noises.
You wanted to talk, Becky?
Yeah, maybe later, Gran.
The hardest thing's not knowing, isn't it? Constant question. Will today be the day it triggers? What will it feel like when my throat closes for the last time?
I could squeeze your neck so easy.
Is the Thoraxin working? Donaldson told us he was supplying you. I thought you'd slept with him for the Thoraxin. But now that I've met you, Becky, now that I know you, I realize it must be so much more complex than that.
You don't know me.
He wants to sell us the manuscript. But I would much rather it be you that benefits. Get it to us, and we'll take care of you.
I think we've got a plan.
You want to take the vaccine to Milner?
Not to her. We'll leave it outside. You and me go in, we find out whose side she's on, and then we decide.
You and me. What about Wilson?
I'm gonna talk to Lex.
What are you gonna do?
He's right at the heart of this. You must know the name of Mr. Abbott.
What? No, hang on. We can't start doing stuff like that.
He's talking to save his own skin. He needs persuading.
Fuck. Oh, then why you?
Because I know what it feels like. Take Alice and Grant. It's best they're out of the house for this.
You stay here with the vaccine, okay? You sure this is the right thing to do?
No. Not really. What's the worst that could happen?
She could kill us. Or hand us over to them to kill us. Or torture us.
Jesus Christ! Did you break in?
We tried to contact you. You didn't answer.
They're on to me, for Christ's sake. I can't just... It's not what you think.
You knew. You're with them.
It's not as simple as that. I'm working with them, yes. But I'm not on their side. How do you think I stay alive?
Don't fucking move. Don't you move. You gave us away.
Because I knew they'd do nothing. They're not interested in you. They want the manuscript. They want to... I was supposed to encourage you to get it from Jessica. And when you had it, I was to hand you over.
Jesus Christ!
Which I'm not gonna do.
We trusted you. And you lied to us. Give us one good reason why we should believe you now.
One reason. This is Jake. My son. Yes, Becky. It's Deals. I told you about his father. Part of the investigation meant going undercover at Corvat, where they gave him Deals. Just like your dad, Becky. Jake's triggered about 18 months ago. He's done remarkably well, but the last 6 months is just a matter of weeks now. Now do you believe me?
So we can give you the vaccine then? I mean, you said if we had proof.
We can't. They know about her.
He's right. What I did for Ian alerted them. I understand they're coming for me tonight. It's okay. I've got Jake this far. He won't mind going now. I have something we can take.
Jesus Christ, Miller.
What do we do with the vaccine?
Ian, they're going to kill her.
There's a man at the Department of Health, Michael Dugdale. MI5 routinely monitors advisors, and his behavior has been... I think he's with us. Get the vaccine to him. I think he might be on our side.
Miller, you've got to run.
Jake can't run. And I'm not leaving him. Jake and I would like a few moments on our own before... Best to go out the way you came in.
Look, I'll take it to this guy. You better get back to Wilson. I'll take Grant. He's bound to recognize him. I suppose I better take Alice too. Becky. We don't know who's triggered. That may never be you.
How's Jen?
Devastated.
But still alive. Look, I am trying to protect you. What we did to you last night was the start of an unimaginable nightmare. Stop being so stupid. You are tiny.
If I give you what I have, you'll kill me. So I'm going to keep it. No, and you're going to buy my silence. 350,000 every year. Make it look like a trust fund from some unknown aunt, whatever. That way, I'll have an incentive to keep quiet.
This might be acceptable.
And I want Anya out of prison today. Jen and I want to meet with her this afternoon.
As you wish. Well, this might turn out nicely after all.
It's not easy, is it? Growing up without a childhood. I was brought up in an institution. My room was a cell, really. There was an air vent there. I drew pictures around it, faces to keep the devil out. I was told I'm like this because of early trauma. I disconnected. A beneficial side effect, I suppose.
I know this place.
It was me. I killed Christos. I tied him to that tree. I broke arms and fingers, tore the skin from his body. And in the end, I opened his stomach, reached inside and pulled out what was in my hand. I was 15 years old. But he didn't say one word. He didn't speak. He didn't say where you were. That's how much he loved you. I wanted you to know that you were loved. Because I wasn't. You can kill me now and get revenge for Christos, or I can take you to the manuscript. I can take you to what's left of your father. But I won't do it at the point of a gun. You have to trust me. Throw away the gun, or it stops here.
I don't need a gun to kill you. The minute you hand it over, I will rip the life from your body.
Wilson. Wilson, what have you got there? Wilson, I thought I detected a certain sympathy with our views, and you wouldn't be alone. Wilson, please. Please, do you want money? I'll give you money. I'll give you whatever you want. Wilson, please. Please don't. Please.
You're right. It's better than genocide. Follow the path for about half an hour until you get to an A road. You'll know what to do from there. I'll make it look like you escaped.
That's my assistant's email. He's the one. If you get the manuscript, contact him.
You're having my husband's baby. Today, new evidence is coming to light, and you will be free by morning.
I will be free?
Yes, you'll be free. And you can do whatever you like, I promise. But what we would like, what we propose, is that you come with us.
With you? I don't understand.
We want to find you a flat, and you'll be safe there for the entire term of your pregnancy. You'll have the best care that we can get for you, I promise. And when you have the baby, we would like you to hand over the child to us. We will pay you £250,000. My husband... My husband is weak, but he will make a very good father. And I will love your child more than you can imagine. I promise.
Can I see my baby?
No. No, that is part of the deal. You can never see your child again.
Where are we?
That street leads to a building they used to use. Old research base. Abandoned now. The manuscript. I hid it in there. Have you got your seatbelt on? You okay?
Where'd you get that gun?
The cafe, toilet system. Let's go. They'll have only just set that up. We've got a little time before they move in force.
Jesus Christ. You prepared all this.
You'll keep them back. This was where I grew up. It's called Tonalite Gneiss. It's the oldest rock in the world. From a rock plateau in Canada.
Where did you get that?
He used to say, this rock gives you permission to do anything, because ultimately, we're all just the blink of an eye. I was the first person he experimented on. He looked for the nearest human who wouldn't talk. His son.
I don't believe you.
But his experiments went wrong.
No.
And I was changed into this.
This is impossible.
The manuscript's here, but I'm warning you not to take it. Don't do what I did. Don't find out the truth about our father.
Give it to me.
You look more gorgeous every day. Jesus Christ, stop that! Why's everybody hitting me?
You're selling it. You're selling it to them. You only want it from me so you can give it to them.
Okay, yes, all right. Look, I should have told you, but I fully intended to split the money.
It sterilises people. Do you know that? You just want to make money from it.
Just make money? Did you say just make money? If they do this, it's social and economic Armageddon. What do you think it'll be like getting old if there are no young people to pay for it? Do you think there'll be pension plans, healthcare, free fucking bus passes? In the future, if you're old, you're dead unless you have wealth.
So instead of stopping it, you just want to make money?
Well, stop it. Why should I want to stop it? They're right. Of course they're right. We have to do it.
You're disgusting. And I will never give you one part of Utopia.
Okay, but tomorrow at noon, I'm going to be here with every ounce of Thoraxin I have. Get me those pages. You get it all. Enough to keep you going for years. But if you're not here at midday, Becky, I tell you, I'm going to throw the whole fucking lot in that lake.
Michael Dugdale?
Yep.
I'd like to talk to you about the Russian flu vaccine.
Well, I don't... Well, are you a journalist?
No, I'm not a journalist. But there's something in the vaccine.
What do you mean? Is this...
Did you read about the massacre at Bainstall School?
Yeah.
Grant.
Oh, my God.
It was set up. We've got something for you. A sample of the vaccine. Come quick. Come quick.
Michael, are you okay?
It's fine, Jen. It's just... Look, I need to sort something out. Well, can I see it?
It's okay.
Where did you get this?
It doesn't matter. But that is it.
And do you know what it does?
It sterilizes people. 90 to 95% of the people who receive the Russian flu vaccine will become sterile. Look, can you help us? There was a woman, Milner, MI5. She said you'd help.
I mean, are you sure?
They're everywhere. They kill people. We've seen them. They killed her mother.
There's a man, a scientist. He's not a good man, but he knows people. You stay here. I need to make a call. Are you hungry? Do you want some food?
No. Thank you. We're fine. Do you think we can trust him? Don't reckon we should be hanging around.
I'm going to get a sample to him. I can make a trade, and he'll put us on to someone who can help.
Be serious?
I mean it. Do you need somewhere to stay?
No, come on. We've got friends we need to get back to.
Well, how do I get in touch with you? Do you have a phone?
We don't trust phones.
Okay. come back here tomorrow, same time?
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, please, stay where you Let's go
What did you tell them?
I tell them? I told them nothing. I need water.
They have the vaccine.
They don't know what it is. It's just children. They know nothing.
They know exactly what it is because you told them.
No, I said nothing. I said nothing.
Enough of this. Finish him. You served its purpose. You made good cover. Now he's a liability. It's time to end this.
But do you want me to?
Well, I'm not going to do it myself, am I? Everything's been arranged. His medical records now show a history of depression. We've men ready to take his body to hang from a bridge in Richmond. We've a coroner there.
No, I don't think I can.
Oh, yes, of course you can. You see, it's an order. I'm giving you an order.